You can call it high-speed texting and driving. Commuters cruising close to 60 miles an hour on the interstates, all while punching away at their cell phones.
Yeah, but under the current law, police cannot do anything to stop the dangerous distraction as it's happening. Texting and driving is a secondary violation in Virginia.
And tonight, 10 on your side's David Culver rides along with Virginia State Police as they drive our local interstates, and you might be surprised just how many drivers refuse to wait to text.
Virginia State Troopers like Sergeant Michelle Anaya spend a lot of time driving.
You're actually in our office when you are on the roadway.
And while in her office, Sergeant Anaya sees just about every type of distraction.
One of the advantages of being in an unmarked car is that you're able to see a lot of that. You see people texting, you see people putting on makeup, you see people with their newspapers, people reading.
As we drove along with her, we quickly realized how prevalent distracted driving is. More than half of those we passed were on the phone. Then we spotted this driver as soon as he got onto Interstate 64. Off camera, he nearly lost control trying to merge.
He's up to 65 now.
As we got closer, it became obvious why. He was too busy texting.
And he's not wearing a seatbelt.
Both of those secondary violations, yet despite the obvious hazard, he was untouchable.
Basically, you just cannot pull somebody over for texting.
Unless you catch him swerving. Then Sergeant Anaya says it's reckless driving.
So you can write them for reckless driving and you can write them for texting. I would treat it like an impaired driver because they're unpredictable.
Sergeant Anaya says keep your distance from those erratic drivers, and if they're an obvious danger, call 911.
You see the phone? He's got the BlackBerry texting.
Just about everywhere we looked, it seemed we found someone with their focus off the road and on the phone, and most had no idea they were next to a state trooper.
He's right now at 75 miles an hour. Now he's slowing down because he's texting. This lady, she's getting ready to pass. She's texting. See how she sped up? Look at her looking down. She's looking down, looking up. People are trying to do too many things at one time.
Is it getting worse?
It is getting worse. You're starting to see more and more traffic accidents. I believe it's just a case of multitasking and people trying to do too many things at one time in a short period of time.
In the 2 hours we spent on the road with Sergeant Anaya, we noticed she too deals with distractions.
Disregard, I've already taken care of it.
So what's the difference between a trooper multitasking and an everyday driver?
Troopers are trained in high-speed pursuits because you have to communicate your location and what's going on with the dispatchers and the other troopers that are driving.
Her training is obvious. While carrying on a conversation, her eyes were focused on all parts of the roadway.
When you're driving, you're looking for violations, you're looking for people who are speeding or weaving.
Most of those out-of-control drivers simply couldn't wait to text.
The cell phone itself is a distraction.
In Virginia Beach, David Culver, 10 on your side.
Now, 10 on your side has called 4 local delegates to see if they would consider making texting and driving laws tougher.
And of the responses we received, Delegate Algie Howell Jr. of the 90th District tells us that he has introduced a bill in 2010 to ban handheld phone use in the car, but that was left on committee and it never passed.
And the goal of our campaign is to get more than 150,000 drivers, many of you, to take the Wait to Text pledge.
You can do so by going to our website, wavy.com. Then you can pick up one of your Wait to Text thumb bands at any Hall Automotive dealership and Langley Federal Credit Union location right here in Hampton Roads.